let's talk about connections from when the world began. Okay? And many of us have different theories, but typically if you look at it from an Indian standpoint, there are three main stories that we talk about. One is whatever happened 13.8 billion years ago, which was the Big Bang, and out of that, scientists believe that's how the world formed. If you look at it from a perspective of Christianity, then we have the one God perspective, and then in 7 days he created earth, man, the water, the animals, etc. And the third perspective that most of us are familiar with is the perspective where Brahma created the world, and the whole fact that the world is cyclical. So there's Brahma, who's a creator, there's Vishnu, who sustains, and there's Shiva, the destroyer, and that happens in cycles, right? But the premise that we all go back to is that one person created the world, or one event, or one singularity created the world, and I think that's where all connections stem from. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So now, question for you all. What do you think about your origin story? Where are you from? And how did you come to be in this place today? Is it something that was, a cosmic connection, or was it something written in your history or astrology that you would be the person sitting in this room today with people around you? And I'm not talking about superheroes, right? I'm talking about each and every one of you. Why are you here today? What did you do so different that brought you to this very place at this point of time? Have you even thought about it? Or maybe just take a moment to look around you at the guy next to you or the student next to you and think about, is this the place where you were actually meant to be? And I personally believe that. Next slide, please. So today I wanted to tell you a little bit about origin stories, connections, and my origin story. So I was born probably 100, 150 kilometers right from this very school. Come from a family of educators. And as a kid, I was always wanting to do stuff, right? Always, always, always. One thing was never enough for me. I wanted to learn about the stars, I wanted to run, I wanted to swim, I wanted to play basketball. I also wanted to be very good at studies or academics, considering I came from an academic family. And I think that continues in my life even today. I want to do a lot of stuff all the time, which is why I actually have 3 roles. I have literally 3 jobs that I'm doing at the moment. And I love each one of them, so I can't really choose between that. Next slide, please. So I'm going to tell you, try to connect my origin story and talk about connections and how that works out. So I'll tell you a little bit. I think towards the end of last year, in October, November, I went on a trek. And I was going to Dharma Valley to trek in Panchachula Base Camp, which is a really gorgeous part of our country. If you guys haven't been, you should go. So while I was there, somebody told me, there's this mountain close by called Adi Kailash, and why don't you visit it while you're here, even though if you have to, move around your itinerary. So I said, okay, why not? Always up for a challenge. So I went, and I saw this incredible mountain, just one peak, big, beautiful blue sky behind, and somehow that spoke to me cosmically, right? There was something in that I connected with. Fast forward a few months. As part of a job I was doing in a travel company, I had to go to Varanasi. So in Varanasi, obviously, when you're there, you do all the things that locals do. So I went to look at the temple over there, right? So when I went to the temple, that's where I learned about Shiva Lingas and the Jyotirlingas, or the 12 Jyotirlingas of Shiva, that origin from different places around, but it's a single pillar, and that's right there in that temple. Saw that, didn't think too much about it, moved on. Cut to March of this year. I was in Indore for a camp, which was about 8 days. Super busy, no time for anything. But then there was this one person that I met over there that said, there's this temple in Ujjain, I want to go there. And I didn't know the person from Adam, but I was kind of curious about what everything is. So I was like, okay, let me go, without even realizing. I had to travel 2.5 hours in a car to get there to see something. And when I went there, it's only when I went there that I realized that this was again a Jyotirlinga of Shiva. And it was just mesmerizing. And I'm not a religious person, guys. I'm not even a Hindu, right? So for me, this was something really different. What am I seeing? What is this cosmic energy? And that's what made me think that maybe, connections, it's a web. It's something that happens for a reason when you're a place where you are in for whatever reason. So that's what I think about, cosmic connections. Next slide, please. So I want you to have a look at this image for a little while, because I think in life there are two kinds of connections. One is what I'd call a temporary connection. And in the temporary connection, people come into your life for a reason, also for a season. Right? So there may be people in this very room that you're connecting with that may be only in your life for a little while. And that's okay. There's a purpose in that. They've come into your life to teach you something, to share something with you, to maybe leave a message for you, or leave some cosmic connection that could help you later in life. Or maybe they don't help you at all, but you help them. And that's what I would call a temporary connection. But those are also very, very powerful. And now I'll move to the next slide. This is what I call a lighthouse connection, right? Or a permanent connection. Out of the two kinds of people that come into your life, the permanent connection people are the guys that stay. They're always with you. They may come into your life and then pop back out and pop back in again and again and again. And there's something meaningful in that connection, right? There's something sacred in that connection. So those are the connections that you need to cherish and keep with you throughout your life. And you never know when you meet someone, is that going to be permanent? Is that going to be a temp connection? But all of these connections need to be nurtured and taken through life. And that's really what I wanted to share with you, apart from one riddle. And we'll go to the next slide, please. Okay, question for you guys. Why is a fire engine red? Anybody? Okay, allow me. Why is a fire engine red? There are 12 men, or now we don't say men anymore, we say 12 people on a fire engine, right? There are 12 feet in a ruler. Queen Elizabeth was a ruler. Queen Elizabeth was also a ship. Ships sail in the sea. Fishes swim in the sea. Fishes have fins. Fins come from Finland. Finland is in Eurasia. Russia is also in Eurasia. The flag of Russia is red. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, a fire engine is red. Okay? Now you might think this is the most bizarre connection you've ever heard of. Right, guys? It is bizarre. But sometimes connections are like that. You need to figure out what are the dots, what are the bizarre connections, and what are the ones that will really stick and see you through life. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.